Hello, welcome to my channel. Thank you for coming back, and as always thank you for the support. So apologies there was no video the other day, and I did forget to say that it would have been my nan's 100th birthday, so I did go down to the grave, and it's a two and a half hour trip there and back, so by the time we got there and got back it was a bit late, so I didn't have a chance to do it. Now earlier on in the week, I don't know if you've been watching Hunkydory Crafts TV, they did set each other a challenge to see how many cards they could get out of one set, so I thought it might be quite fun to have a little play with that challenge myself. And I did say I'd come back with the Diamond members free gift, which is the Time to Celebrate one. Okay, so I've chosen the cakey one. You don't get a foiled sheet with this one, but you do get two pieces the same, just printed, I say just printed, gorgeously printed cardstock. I've got two inserts which are the same with the candles, and because I haven't got a foiled sheet, I did bring in this one which has got lots of little elements, and I'm going to use one or two of those as well. Okay, so let's bring those ones out first of all. And I am going to be hopefully combining this with using lots of bits out of my sort of bit bag, so I'm hoping that that will kill two birds with one stone. Okay, so my first card, what I'm going to do is just pure matte and layer that one, and that is 6 by 6. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to go a little wider with my borders than I usually do. So I'm going to go 3 notches under the 6. 1, 2, 3 notches under the 6. And then this one, we are going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think I'm going to take it to let's see, 2, 4. No, I'm going to just go 5 notches under. I don't want to make myself too uncomfortable. So we've got a decent sized piece there. Then again 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hopefully that should fit on there quite nicely. Just checking that does. I'm just going to take a tiny wee bit off this top. When I say a tiny wee bit, that's exactly what I mean, just a tiniest little bit. Okay, that's fine. That fits onto there nicely. Just for a little bit of interest, I'm going to corner around that one. And same on that side. 1, 2, 3, 4. Get that out of the way a second. And I think I'm going to, on the edges of this, I'm going to do it individually just because this is quite the thick card. I think it's at least 300 GSM. This has come out of one of the Crafter's Companion subscription boxes. Okay, so all-purpose glue. You know I'm going to say it, just be careful when using the all-purpose with your foiled card. Just give that a good press down. Got little bits everywhere. And so this challenge is purely about quantity, so I am going to try and make them nice, but we are really looking at the quantity here. Okay, so let's bring in a sentiment. I think I'm going to go with this. Hope this day, I hope you have a sweet day. Oh, I'm going to grab them. I need to just cut that in half. Come off, there we go. So I'm not going to do a lot of the decoration on the video, but I will tell you what I will do, and you will see that in the finished samples if you look on my Facebook page, Sybil Jones Concoctions, or if you look on Pinterest, same thing. But what I'm going to do is just add a little bit of glitter along there and a couple of gems. Okay, so I may even do that just before at the end of the video, so we'll see how we go. So that's the first one under our belt. Okay, so this one we've got the same thing again, so I don't really want to do exactly the same. So I'm going to come in, I think a bit smaller. Will I get away with 5 by 5? Where's my ruler? Let's turn it around the right way so I can see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I would get away with 5 by 5. So I'm going to bring in my scoreboard. I'm going to score that on the inch side. 5, so this is just a 10 by 5 300 GSM Cardcraft white card, smooth white card maybe. Okay, and again I'm going to need my trimmer, so let's bring that, and I'm going to use another little piece of cut. So I'm so happy about this, being able to use, and it's not only just good for challenging yourself on how you use your stash, but just to use up those bits of leftover bits as well, you know. Okay, so we did this 2 notches under the 5, yeah, and I'm going to go 4 notches under, pop that to the side. I'm going to bring in my knife, just going to go around that cake and down. Like I say, I want, you know, even though this is the same as that other piece, I do want it to look different. You know, I don't want two to be the same. So I'm just quickly going around these quite roughly with my knife actually. And if I don't get all of this challenge done in one video, I might do it over 2, because I was messing about a bit before the video. I came up here at 4 o'clock and it's now nearly 7, because I had a few other bits of card around that I wanted to just tidy up, sort out, and also and then I was looking for this kit because, you know, put it down, safe place, so safe, couldn't find it. Just being super careful around this candle because I know that's going to be a bit of a weak point there. Okay, and then that bit perhaps I can get on my trimmer. Let's just pop that out nicely. There's the candle. Don't you even think about breaking. And if I bring in my trimmer all the way around, and I'm going to come straight down this piece here. Let's bring that up. Hopefully it should separate, and it does. And then we need to cut that to 4 notches under the 5, so we've still got a piece there, and this piece should still fit behind it. Let's just trim that off there, hoping that will just go nicely. just come down a little more, I say. It's there, so we'll bring that to 4 1/4. And then 4 and... It's going to be alright. Have I gone too far? Bear with me 2 seconds. So, just feeling like my measurement's gone a bit wrong here. So you can mark it with a pencil. So I know we're going to be about there. So let's see how that fits onto our gold. Obviously we're going to have that underneath. And then that should go behind quite nicely. Yep. Okay, it's got there. So I don't know why in my head that wasn't working, or it looked wrong. Okay, so let us stick this piece onto here. First of all, I'll do it tenfold just for a little bit of rigidity. Again with that all-purpose glue. I'm just going to get that good press down. And then this piece, again we're using our all-purpose glue, so we can move it a little bit, which is what we will need to do. So let's just put that on there, and then I can put this on, and then we can line that up, and then we know where we're going. Just a case of getting these in the middle where we want them to be, so that will be fine. And then I can come in, I'm not going real high, it's probably about 1mm. Just going to put these on, just to give it a little something different to the other card. I mean, if you wanted to, you could just do exactly the same on the other one. Let's just fill that with a little bit along that cake edge. Yeah, that looks fine. And the other thing I did today was sweep up all these backs of frame pads. So I don't do it every time I do a video, so in a little while, but yeah, it's quite a mess down there underneath my chair. Where my desk is, it's in a difficult place because I've had to put it sort of more or less in the middle of a room, or not far off the middle of a room, so there's only a narrow access into it. I couldn't get the chair out unless I sort of had somebody to help me and lift it over the desk. That's that smaller space. Okay, so we've got this bit here. Let's have a look at the sentiments that we've got. From me to you, however, love. Should we just go with a little puppy on there? Handmade with love. Let's have a look on here. We'll go with a scent with love, so the other small one. Okay, and we'll pop this up in this corner. We'll just cut that down a little bit. not happy about the border on that, but it's not quite as straight as it should be. We'll live with it. Okay, I'm going to tuck that just about there. Again, we'll pop some gems and things on. So that's number 2. Put that to the side. Okay. So then let's just bring in these pieces here. So I've got another piece of cake. Let's start with this one first of all. And across it goes. And it's measuring 4. So I'm going to go with another 5. And I'm going to bring in the score tool. And there we are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That over. Brush them. Okay. Now I could have gone with a 6x6 card with this, because generally when you, from an A4, you can get a piece of 6-inch cardstock and a 5, because the actual is very nearly 12 across, so possibly could get 2 6x6 if you had a wider sort of border than I have. But I think because I wanted to use up some of those gold bits as well that I've got left over, or that were in my bit box. So I'm just going to try and get this out, just being a little bit there we go. I'm cooking on gas now. There we go. So we've got those there. So again, we need some more. Let's grab that trimmer again. Move on upside down again. And I'm going to go 2 notches under the 5. 2 notches under the 5, so now that's going to have to go 3 notches under the 5 to use this piece. So already 3 notches under that there. And for this, rather than using the card, I'm going to use this insert. Now this may not cut on here, so this could be fun. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 notches under the 5. And again 5 notches under the 5. And let's see if we have different punch. Let me just see. I think that's missing a piece on it. Maybe. Won't go with that one. We won't risk it. Got a different corner rounder there. I've got a cross cut one, I think that is. So we'll just do a different corner. So it's just very similar, to be honest. I think the angle is just slightly different. There we go. Okay, so I'm not going to do the rounded on the actual card this time, so I'm just going to leave this as it is there. good press down. Just again on there, just being super careful. There we go. And let's see how we can do this. So could just have and we'll save that one for another card. Okay, let's grab ourselves some more pads. So it's going to have to be, I have to cut these down a little bit because I can't find my strips, so I'm just going to go I do this quite a bit, to be honest, because things get buried on my desk, and also I think to myself, when I get stuff, I'll take one thing out of it, like foam pads, and I go, oh, I'll put that safe place, I'll put that where I'll remember, and then I don't. And then when I'm looking for something else, I find them. Or sometimes it's years later that I find them, depending on where I've put them. But to be fair, I am working my way through, and there we go. Really sort of having a good tidy up of my craft room, trying to get things organised, trying to rearrange, trying to be more organised. I want a filing cabinet for my my Hunkydory, because I generally keep them in now. Keep them in plastic wallets, each kit in a plastic wallet, and it would be nice just to be able to put that wallet into a filing cabinet and pop it, you know, then keep them in some kind of order, either the order that they've come out in, or maybe all the decollages together, you know, all that sort of thing. But I know I don't want a grey one, so I know I'm going to want to spray it. And we haven't really had the weather to be, because that's definitely going to be an outside job. So just Crafter's Companion pads, just a little higher. And apparently these are 3mm, although I always thought they were higher. I thought there was 5. So I must be using 1 and 2mm maybe on the Hunkydory. Let's see. Yeah, so that was my plan for like the Crafter's Companion. Oh, not Crafter's Companion. Although the subscription boxes for Crafter's Companion would go in a filing cabinet, because I've emptied the boxes out into wallets as well. Some of the creative crafting world kits that I had, like the Pollyanna and the Brie, I, you know, definitely not going to get rid of those, because most of them are dogs or other animals, so I don't use them all the time, but I don't want to get rid of those. Okay, so that's where we're at with that one. Let's have a little look on here. I think we'll leave the sentiment for now, but that's that one, so that's number 3. Okay, and then if I grab myself another piece of white card, I could use one of my cut off pieces of white card, so let's see. Okay, that looks like the kind of size I want to use. So this is just over 4 by 7. So let's just trim that down so that it is 4 exactly 7, and we'll have a nice little slimline card. Yeah, so I'd love to know how you guys are storing yours, because I mean, we buy them, there's so many nice ones, we don't always use them straight away, do we? So I mean, I've got kits here that I know I have downstairs. Still got some of the very first kits that I bought from them, which was a fairy one, which came with some nets for their skirts and things. I can't remember what it was called. But yeah, I've got that downstairs. I know I have. Okay, so it's got some writing on the back. All that's me working out measurements. Okay, so that's fine. And then we'll come in, so we went 2 notches under the 4, so we go 4 notches under the 4. And I want to keep that bit, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Just under there, that should fit into there quite nicely. And it does. Okay, so let's pop this one on, like I say, all the writing on the back. Sometimes when I'm working out measurements or working out what card I want to do for a video, I scribble on the back of whatever card I have here, because it's not something I usually keep a record of. Like, I keep the photos in my phone of cards I've made, and obviously I've got Pinterest to refer to as well. Okay, so we've got that one there. Let's have a look at our little toppers. So we've got, I think we'll go with this one here, slightly wider. Okay. Again, just separate these up so I can just give it a little bit of dimension. I'm not sure if I want to go. Do I want to go in the centre? Let's have a little look, see. If I go there, then I could put some gems there. If I go there when I get this sentiment, I could put that there. Okay, let's do it on the, let's do it a bit on the wonk, and then the other one I might do straight somehow, depending on, oops, what method we use. So I'm putting this one down flat. I've got a little bit of just tacky glue on there, just bring in a bit of tissue, just a bit of tissue there and buff that off. Okay, and then the Crafter's Companion again, let's turn it over so I'm not putting them on the front. Okay, let's see how that feels. Yeah, it feels good. Okay, so we're going 1, 2, 3, 4. And this is just tacky glue. You know, I always put it on the back of these foam pads just to give us a little bit of wiggle room time, and also just to give me a little bit of longevity as well. So I'm going to leave, there we go, I'll leave the sentiment for a moment on that one. So that's that. Let's have a little look and see what we'll do next. So we have got a big square topper there, we've got this piece, that piece. Okay, so for the next one, I'm going to bring in another card blank. This is the scalloped one. I think this is, so it's 6 by 6. But of course you've got to avoid all these scallops. So really the inside is probably going to be 5 by 5. So I'm going to cut this down. Let me just grab my ruler and just work this out. So it needs to be, I'm going to say 5 inches. So I'm going to cut the bottom bit off. So this will go, so we've got that piece there. And I grab, off cut this. So this was how much across? So it's 3.3. So if we go to 3.5 and 2 notches over the 5. Fingers crossed that should be decent size mat. There we go. Let's bring this one out. Pips are quite stubborn on this one. Let's just grab my there we go. There we go. So we still got a border, a topper. We haven't used the sentiment yet, although we haven't put any on those last 2 cards. So move that out of the way and don't back in for a moment. Let's bring the knife in. Just going through those little pips, just hoping to release it because it's just been. And this is quite easy to do because your blade just slips into that channel. So as long as you feel for that channel, it'll be fine. I'm going to be using the white space on my card for this one, so it's quite nice to have a bit of white space sometimes. Okay, so we've got our cake, we've got our frame, and we've got this one. So my idea was to put this onto here, that onto there, and then go a little higher on there. I don't know if it needs that piece. I actually think it does need it. Right, we'll just trim that little bit of fluff on the end there. Okay, let's put this down. So now I'm doing this quite plain, but you could on this panel wrap a piece of ribbon across. You could even emboss this. I was hoping I'd get this finished within the one video, you know. So I'm trying to keep it as simple as possible. Because I know my sister is making my tea as we speak, because it's her turn to cook. Okay, so let's just pop that across. Don't move, you stay still. Okay, so if I just pop, so this one is going to be flat. I want it on there because I didn't like the white space. Yeah, I thought it kind of interfered a bit on the next bit. So if I pop this in nice and flat, that's going to set out our sort of There's where we're going, so I'm just going to bring this bit of tissue back again. Polish those off. It's because I've got a little bit of glue on my fingers, that's all. Okay. And then if I come in with these Crafters Companion ones, the bigger ones. So the difference with these is just the size of the actual pad. So this is like a size of 2 of them stuck together, and that's a sort of slightly smaller one. So they are exactly the same height. And as you can see, these are Crafters Companion ones. So a lot of people not very happy with Crafters Companion on Facebook at the moment for some odd reason. Well, I think it was something to do with a post. Julie had a post taken off, which Julie does amazing flowers. Yeah, you know, I'm sure if you've been on the Crafters Companion UK Facebook page, you will have seen a card or a clock or a box of Julie's. They are stunning. But she'd had a card removed because she hadn't used completely Crafters Companion things. A lot of people are not very happy. But no, it's their group, so they can do what they want to. Okay, so let me just cut these down again. So these again, I think are probably about a 2. They're not quite as high as the Crafters Companion ones. But because I haven't got any of the strips to hand, you notice I just say to hand. I'm just going to cut these down with my knife. And they do cut real easy, I've said that before. They do. The hardest thing is just making sure you cut it in such a way that you can use it on what you're using. You know, like 9 times out of 10 I've cut it and I've gone, oh, that's still too wide. But you can always cut them down again. And you can always go like, I mean, you can go right down to sort of a slither, as narrow as you can cut really. Hopefully I'll have to do 2 more. The back's come off that one, that's super sticky. Let's just do 2 more and then that should be it for this frame. That is you. Okay, so just trying to come up a bit. So take all the backs off here. So I'd love to know if you're going to do this challenge. I know there's quite a few people said, I think it's the I Love Hunkydory group, that they want to try it, or you know, definitely challenge yourself, and it's good to challenge yourself, I think, and like not think too much about what, you know, to take you know, usually when we make a card we're thinking of somebody or an occasion, but when you do something like this, it sort of just takes you a little bit out of your zone, because you're not thinking in that same way, and it also can help you be a bit more conscious about how you're using your stash. Okay, so that's that one, so we'll leave that one as is. Okay, so let's see what we've got left. So we've got this piece, we've got this piece, I've got an insert and a half, and I've got this one. Okay, so let's see, what should we do next? And we've got a border here as well, and obviously we've got sentiments. So I mean, I've got plenty of card to do another 5x5 or even a 6x6. I could go for another similar style to that one there and get another 2 cards that way. Let's bring in another one of these long bits. I've got, and these are just offcuts from when I have done a 7x7 or an 8x8 card from my A3 card. Okay, so what size have we got across on this one? So we have got a slightly wider one, so I'm going to bring it down to, let's go 4.5, and then this one 7, 6.5. Let's go completely different, because I have got some 4x6 card blanks down there. I could have used them. I might use that next actually. Okay, so we've got 4.5 by 6.5. So I think I've got a piece of gold glitter here. Let's use this bit. So let's move that to 2 notches under that 6. 2 notches under the 6.5 and 2 notches under the 4.5. Let's see how that comes out. It comes out quite nicely. And then if I bring this right down, 1, 2, 3, 4. So we'll go to 4.25. And do I want that on the bottom? Let's have that on the bottom. So we were 6.5, so we need to go to 6.25. That should fit into there quite nicely. Did this. And then what I'm going to do, just for a little bit of difference on this one, turn that over. So let's see, so 4.5. So what I've done is I've just lined the top and the bottom corner, so it's sort of about the same. It's just under the 4.5, and just under the 4.5 there. And then what I'm going to do is just go down this 1 inch line and the next one up. So what I've done is just the 1 inch, skipped a line, the next one, skipped a line and skipped a line. So I've just got this little decoration in the corner. You could go right up to the corner if you want to. Just wanted to add a little bit of something different. Could round the edges, but I don't think we will. Okay, so I'm going to come in with this all-purpose glue again. And we'll pop that on the top. Just give it a nice squish down. Like that needs to just go up just a little bit. Okay, I'm just checking to see if this is the sticky one or not. It might be. So this is that self-adhesive stuff. It'd be a mistake to take it all off in one. Okay, oh. That's that one. So we've got this topper here. Or we could come in with something from here. that's a piece of decoupage there. Okay, I won't use that. Or shall I use that? And then, yeah, well, what I'm gonna do, just one piece out of here. So we've got this bouquet of flowers, and it has actually got a couple of layers, so we will take them because it would be rude not to. So we've got that one, that one. Might take that with a butterfly from. We'll take that butterfly. We'll have that. Got another little flower, and I think that's it. There's no rose. The rose is there. Oh, we've got this one. Sorry, I might be a little bit off camera. Okay, so let's bring this in. So I'm going to use these probably about 2mm pads for this first piece. And these are quite long actually. Didn't realise they were that long, but hey ho, they will do the job for me. That doesn't come off, so we'll just cut that there. I think that should be, oh, we need a bit on that hand. Let's just go across. Okay. Alright, so let's just pop these off. So I might use one of the sentiments from that one. I might use two of the sentiments actually, but I'm not going to use anything else. So let's just put that one up there. And then if I grab some of these little like 1mm pads, just pop a few on. That one I'll do differently because that's a butterfly. Oops, lost it. Okay, bring it back. And more. And just keep getting glue on my fingers from the foam pad. That's that one. And then that one there. Okay, so just pop these on. Okay, this one is going, so it's going like so, and you can pop them in any way you want really. And so I go quiet when I'm taking the backs off these things. It's because it's the thing I have to concentrate most on. It's like it's the hardest bit. That one. This bit is over there. I didn't realise all these bits were decoupage. I just thought they were odd elements to use up. And how's that going? Over top. Probably could put them with another layer on there, but we will. If we That's actually, this one I will put that one a little higher. So I'm just double padding that one. I should have done that last one. Just tacky glue on as usual. And that should be that way around, I believe. Go on there. Okay, and then we've got this lovely little butterfly. So I'm going to give that a little bit of shape. And pop that one on there. And use my, I say stabby tools, but I mean, you'll just want to get that to look like it's flying. Okay, so what have we got on here? Another year and more fabulous. Happy birthday to you. Let's go with happy birthday to you. And I think that should fit quite nicely across there. Yeah, I could trim the gold a little bit, but I'm not going to risk it for a biscuit. Keep it as it is, so it pretty much goes from the top, the side to side on it, so I'm happy with that. So we've got one piece there. Shredded these pads today. Okay, so here's this one. And, oops. There again, tacky glue. We could do it like a, do it like that. So I just had an idea about doing it like a little sort of flag. I'll show you what I mean in a second. So I'm just going to put that down. And we just put that up. Like so. Just for that little bit of difference. Could have done with going over a little bit, but I'm not going to get away with it. So again, that just needs a couple of gems on. And that's that one. And then we've got our another year more fabulous. We've got a border. We've got an insert, and we've got a couple of bits of card there as well. So let's have a little look and a little thing. So this one's going to be the hardest one because it's all smaller pieces. So we have got this bit here that we can use if we need to. Got our insert, and we've got these pieces here, and I think there's another piece there as well. We've got a square, that's not good, and then we've got that bit in there as well. Okay, so what to do? Size is that? So that is 5. So I wonder if we could get another piece of 5. Another 5 by 5. What do we think? Well, let's give it a shot. So I'm going to have to do this from scratch. Actually, let's. No, it will have to be square. I was going to say we could do a 4 by 6, but we'll do it. We'll do another 5. 5. Okay, so just cutting this down to 10. And then by 5. We want some gold, so use another piece of that. Oh no, that's a nice square already, so let's not use that one. Let's use that one. So we'll go 2 notches under the 5. 2 notches under the 5. That's going to fit on there quite nicely. Now we have this piece here, so we want that to be 4 notches under the 5. I'm just checking they are. This is just slightly shorter, so let's trim that to match this one. I should have checked that first of all before I cut it, but never mind. So that needs to be there. Okay, so now we're down to 4 notches under the 5. Let's see. A little bit more, so just want to match these up. Okay, and then let's see where we are on here. Take this down a bit more. So originally we were 2 notches, and I'm going to start taking 1 notch off, and then see what these pieces look like. Yep, I think that's fine. Piece here, so we need to cut that too. Let's just neaten that up there, and I want that to be exactly the same length, so I'm just going to mark that with my nail just for quickness. And that should be there. Okay, keep that just in case. Okay, so I'm going to come in, this glue again, put quite a bit on there. Hopefully it's just going to go in the middle if it's going to go anywhere. Let's press down. I suppose this is the benefit of having those 2 pieces of card the same, but even if it's not the same, you could always match it up with doing what I'm doing here. Okay, just come across with, should I go flat or should I go, actually just cut that a little short, fix that as well, so that's not a problem. I think we're using this one. Okay, so I'm going to come flat with this one, so it won't be flat because we've obviously got those 2 edges of card, so it will just have a little bit of dimension, but not so much that it's raising the card up. So I'm going to put that to there. I'm just going to put that right to the bottom. You can see I just cut it just probably about a notch too small, but that is no problem for us because we are going to fix that. So I've got our little sentiment here, and I haven't even folded my card yet. Across. Let's go for a wander. Let's put that the right way up. straight across. Then we've got this one here, which I'm going to bring off the page, I think. Go. Just wondering whether to add another piece in. No. Okay, let's bring in my school board. So if I hadn't cut that, I should have put that sentiment a little lower, it would have been better. But I think I'll be okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So just give it burnish down as well. There we go. And I'm going to pop this piece on. Press down. Okay, then we've got our piece here, so looks like it's wonk a little bit, doesn't it? Let's see. It's because I'm rushing. Okay, that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to have that coming up. I am going to cover some of that border a bit because I think it is on the bonk a bit. So let's bring in some Crafters Companion ones. Where are you going? Hiding. Okay, so let's just put them down this side. I think we should be okay. Yeah. There, let's see how that fits. Yeah. So I'll just take these off. And then what I'll do is I'll put some gems on that other side so we've got a nice bit of sparkle there, space there. That's it. There you go. So that is there. And what we could do is we have, isn't it? We have this piece here as well. Oops. Okay, let's just bring in my trimmer. And what we're going to do is just take that up to the 3/4 and turn it over and do the same on there. So 3/4 of an inch. Hopefully I should have a perfect little diamond. Corner. So, and that's just going to bring me a little bit of interest in there. So this can go flat, so that's fine. And just pop that across like so. Oh no! Let me grab my Might be more messy this can clear up, but it does dry clear, so benefit of this glue. Okay, so I do still have some small pieces of card left. I've still got 1.5 inserts. But what I've got is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 very different cards. What I'm going to do is just put a little bit of sparkles on them, and then I'll show you the finished ones. Okay, so bear with me. Okay, so that's them all finished. So I've just glittered around the flowers on that one. Hopefully that will sparkle on there for you. I think it's just catching. This one I've just glittered the cake. Obviously a few gems. A few gems on there. It's got glitter on there. Hasn't got glitter on. It's just where it's spilled over. That one I kept the same as it was. That one just a few purple gems. That one I sort of did this the arrow with that and a couple of gold. That's my least favourite card, I have to be honest. And then some purple on there. So is that all of them? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah. So that's me done. That's the challenge completed for me. So 7. Let us know if you're going to be doing the challenge and how you get on. And if you want to, you can always pop photos over on my Facebook. It'd be cool to see what you're doing and which kit you've used it with. Okay, well, thank you so much for watching. Take care of yourselves. Bye bye.